All right, let's talk about one of the most powerful tools out there, the Linux command line. We're going to take you from feeling a little nervous about it to being totally confident, and we'll do it by mastering how to manage files. So let's just jump right in. You know the feeling, right? You open up the terminal and it's just a blank screen, a blinking cursor. It can feel pretty intimidating, almost like you're staring at a locked door. But here's the thing. What if I told you that with just a couple of key ideas, you can unlock a kind of power and speed you never thought you could have? That screen, it's not a wall. It's an invitation to take control. Okay, so before we even type our first command, we have to get our heads around one big central idea in Linux. And honestly, it changes everything. It's this. Everything is a file. Seriously, that's the master key. Your text documents, files. But so are your directories, your printer, even parts of your hardware. The system treats them all the same way. And because of that, the same simple tools work for almost everything. It's a really brilliant concept that makes things so much easier once it clicks. So here's the plan. We've got the core concept down. Next up, we're going to look at the map of the system, its blueprint. Then we'll get our hands on the basic tools you'll need. After that, we'll unlock some seriously cool command line superpowers. And to wrap it all up, we'll talk about the single most dangerous command and, more importantly, how to use that power without breaking anything. Okay, first things first. You wouldn't try to get around a new city without a map, right? Well, it's the same thing in Linux. That map is the file system structure. You got to understand the layout because it's absolutely crucial for knowing where you are and, where all your stuff is. And this is that map. It's called the File System Hierarchy Standard, or FHS for short. Just think of that single / as the trunk of a giant tree. It's the root of the whole system. All your personal stuff, that's going to be in /home. The essential programs you run, they're called binaries, they live in /bin. And system-wide configuration files are tucked away in /etc. Once you know these main landmarks, it's pretty hard to get lost. So we've got our map. Now we need to learn how to talk, how to actually do stuff. If the file system is the city, then the commands are the language we use to get around. These are the basic verbs you need to know, how to create things, copy them, move them around, and get rid of them.
All right, let's start building that vocabulary. These are the commands you're going to use all the time. I mean, every single day. They're the absolute bread and butter of managing files. And once you have these down, you're well on your way.
So let's see how this all fits together in a real workflow. It's kind of like a little conversation with the computer. First, we type mkdir my project. That makes a directory for us. Then we use cd my project to change directory and actually go inside our new folder. Now that we're in there, we can touch notes.txt to create a new empty file. And finally, we type ls to list what's in there, just to make sure our file was created. See? 4 super simple steps, and we've already accomplished something useful. Okay, let's talk about something that trips up almost everyone when they're starting out: the difference between MV and CP. The easiest way to think about it is this. MV is for move. It's like picking up a book from one shelf and putting it on another. The original spot is now empty. CP, on the other hand, is for copy. That's like taking the book to a photocopier. Now you have 2 books, right? The original is still there, and you've used up more paper. Or in our case, more disk space. And hey, here's a really cool trick that makes life so much easier. That MV command, it actually does double duty. Think about it. What happens if you move a file, but you move it to the exact same folder it's already in and just give it a new name? You're not really moving it, are you? You're renaming it. So yeah, mv old_name.txt new_name.txt is how you rename files. Super simple. Okay, so you've got the basics down. Now it's time to level up. This is where the command line goes from being just useful to being, well, like a superpower. We're going to talk about how to do things to hundreds of files at once with almost no effort. And the way we do that is with wildcards. The first wildcard, and honestly the one you'll use the most, is the asterisk. It's basically a placeholder that just means match anything. So let's say you have 100 log files you need to back up. With a mouse, you'd be there all day clicking and dragging. On the command line, you just type cp*log/backup. Done. It's just so much faster. But sometimes the asterisk is too much, right? What if you need to be more precise? That's what the question mark is for. It matches exactly 1 character, no more, no less. So if you type ls report-0- report?.txt. You'll get report-01.txt, report-02.txt, all the way up to report-09.txt. But it will completely ignore report10.txt because 10 is 2 characters. It's like a scalpel when the asterisk is a sledgehammer. And for the ultimate level of control, you've got square brackets. These are amazing. They let you define exactly what characters you want to match. You can do a range, like 1 to 3, to get files 1, 2, and 3. Or you could do a specific list of characters. This lets you build these super specific patterns to grab exactly the files you want and nothing more. Okay, let's take a breath for a second. We've been talking about all this amazing power and how efficient the command line is. But now we have to have a serious talk about responsibility. Because with all this power comes the ability to make some really, really big mistakes. And there's one command that perfectly captures that danger. So just think about it. We've learned how to make things, how to move them, how to copy them. What's the opposite of all that? Deleting. And here's the scary part. On the command line, when you delete something, it is gone. Instantly, forever. There's no recycle bin. And the command for this is rm, which stands for remove. And this specific command, rm-rf/, is, well, it's infamous. Let's just break down what it's doing so you understand why. Rm is remove. The little R flag means recursive. That tells it to delete a folder and everything inside it, and all the folders inside those folders, and so on all the way down. The F flag means force. It tells the computer, don't ask me if I'm sure, just do it. And that final slash, well, that's the root of your entire system. So what you're literally telling the computer is forcefully and without any questions, delete everything, the entire system. Yeah. So how do we make sure this never, ever happens? Well, good news is that most modern systems have a built-in safety net for that exact command, but you can't rely on it. The #1 best habit you can possibly learn is this. Preview your command first. Instead of typing rm, type echo rm. The echo command will just print out what would have been deleted, so you can look at the list and make sure it's right. Another really smart move is to create your own little 2-step trash can. Move everything you want to delete into a temporary trash folder first. Then, after you're sure, you can delete that one folder. It just gives you that extra moment to think. There's this great quote from an old system administrator that just says it all. Making a huge mistake with RM it's almost like a rite of passage. A lot of people do it once. It's a very, very hard way to learn about being careful. And really, our whole goal here is to help you learn that lesson without, actually having to go through that pain yourself. So here we are again, back at that blinking cursor. But it's not quite so scary now, is it? You see it for what it is, a direct line to the heart of your computer. It gives you incredible speed, total control, and a ton of power. And you now know that the real key isn't just memorizing commands. It's about building good habits, being careful, and learning how to use these tools